Hi, everyone. My name is Anthony Howard, and I'm the founder and CEO of HR Certified LLC. And I have a very special guest here today. Her name is Carrigan Bradley, and she just graduated from our Associate HR Masterclass. And today, as of the date of this interview, she earned her aPHR. Hi, Carrigan.
Hi.
Why don't you first tell us a little bit about yourself?
So I am about to turn 25, so I'm just trying to kind of figure out what I want to do with my career. I graduated with a degree in marketing. I'm from Oklahoma and just kind of ended up here in Atlanta. And that's how I found HR Certified. Just looking for ways to kind of figure out what I want to do with this career. And I can talk to we're the perfect stepping stone for that because I wasn't really sure. But doing HR Certified and doing the Masterclass, you have people that are teaching you that are actually in the field and actively working. And so it was nice to get that piece from them, and it really kind of helped me decide, okay, no, I definitely think I can do this HR thing. Seems like these are my people. So I'm really excited to kind of continue to build on that. And you guys have really helped me trying to figure out what I want to do in my quarter life crisis as a 25-year-old.
Yeah, there was a couple of things that you had talked about. So tell us a little bit about, what your role is or was leading up to you enrolling in the HR Masterclass.
So I started at an organization just as a receptionist and a marketing coordinator. Like I said, I graduated with a marketing degree. So I was really excited to be able to use that and I really just fell into it. We had a girl who went on maternity leave, and I just kind of took over the HR coordinator responsibilities. It was supposed to be for that time. It turns out she ended up not returning and spending more time with that baby. So then I was full-time HR coordinator. And that really got my wheels to turning because I'm just the kind of person where if I'm going to do something, I want to do it 100% and I want to do it right. And so I wanted to have more information to be able to better help my organization and also myself, in the professional career. Just kind of did that, fell into it. And I'm really glad I did now because I think that I'm just going to continue down this path and continue growing in that HR career.
Awesome. Sounds like you are an HR department of one.
Yes, HR department of one, recruiting, just the onboarding. I mean, you name it. I was the gal. And I wanted to be able to know more about the ins and the outs because I knew broad, how to onboard somebody, how to run a background check, I-9s, all that normal HR stuff that you think about. But I was thinking more of like compliance and laws, and that's what I was really interested in getting to know. So it was cool whenever we did start to deep dive into that stuff. You're kind of able to like pick up on things and kind of form your own opinions about items. And so that was kind of the building blocks of starting like my HR mindset.
How did you find HR certified? More specifically, like how did you locate us? What led you all the way up to finding me and in the company?
It was kind of coincidence. I had asked a lady within my organization more information. She had some HR background. And so I was asking her, hey, are there any classes I can take or any certifications? And she pointed me to HRCI. And so I looked on there and you're able to search who's teaching the class in the area. And it's actually funny because you weren't the first one that I clicked on. But the first one that I clicked on didn't have any upcoming classes. You were the only one. And boy, I mean, you always like it whenever someone like is looking out for you, I don't know. I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual. So it was like I felt like that was definitely intended for me to meet you guys and do that class. And I called Nicole, because you got the HR certified number, and I got Nicole that day whenever I called. And she was so sweet and eager to help me get signed up, sent me the invoice that day. Like we got signed up, everything. So it was really quick, and I have felt, welcomed from the beginning, and then I got to talk to you later on too. So it was really neat, just to get to touch, everybody within the organization at some point.
Yeah, you had mentioned Nicole, and Nicole is our Chief Operating Officer. And the one thing is that we all are very prideful for what we do. So we roll up our sleeves. It's very interesting when I pick up the phone or Nicole picks up the phone. It's like, oh, it's you guys. Didn't expect that, but we're just passionate about it. Um,
Yeah, no, I can attest to that for sure. And I'll just brag on you guys today. You have the number that you're able to text into, and it goes to a number of you all, which I love because it means, you're getting all the channels. And Nicole called me, I mean, almost immediately after I had sent that text. And then you called me later just to congratulate me. So, whenever you do join HR certified, doing that masterclass, you do really become a part of the team, and they do cheer for you. And so I think that that's the coolest part, is that like I felt like I had somebody cheering me on, and I definitely had some doubt, some self-doubt going into this test. And I just remember you telling me, you're going to be fine. Why are you even worrying? And I just took that with me today. I'm like, okay, Anthony said I'm going to be fine, so I've got to be fine.
That is awesome. That's awesome. That's a good bridge to my next question is, tell us about what that experience was in in the masterclass over the 7 weeks. Like what did we do together? What did you do with HR Certified during that time?
Yeah, so I'll start, and we kind of joked about it before, but I'll say it since we're recording now. Our very first week of classes, Anthony's Wi-Fi was not working. And so, I mean, he was going to figure it out. He was not going to let anybody like not have the first class. Like he was going to get it taken care of. Literally ran to his neighbor's house and asked to use their Wi-Fi. And so I knew from that point forward, like these people were going to get it done one way or another. It's kind of like you said, you'll roll up your sleeves and get in it, and really start to work hard. So I appreciated that. I felt like it bode well for the rest of the weeks. But from that point, every week we went through a chapter. It kind of talked about that. And then broke it down if we had any questions from our reading before, we were able to bring that up. Specific questions, like I said, sometimes whenever you dug into those chapters, you'd have questions come up as you were talking about it. So being able to kind of have a sounding board to bounce things off of as you're, figuring things out in your head was really, really helpful. And then, my favorite part was the ability to go through those questions at the end of the classes every week is something that we kind of started implementing. And that was so helpful. And I even, did it today whenever I took my test of, okay, what is Dom saying about this question? How am I going to work through this question? What are they really asking me for? So knowing those tactics beforehand and being able to work through them for 7 weeks really, really helps, because by the end of that, like I said, I was in that HR mindset. It helped me switch and be able to figure out, more in depth of like what it was that they were wanting. So that was really, really nice to be able to do that.
Yeah, so a couple questions for you. You had mentioned Dom's name. So Dominique, or Dom Merritt, is the HR facilitator for your course.
Yeah.
Also, you also had a coach with Ramon.
Ramon, can't forget
Yes.
Ramon.
So tell us about your experience with having a couple of dedicated resources throughout the masterclass.
Yeah, it was so nice. Like I said, I mean, we got to know each other through the course, but it kind of jogged the thinking. And so, I mean, I would even send them messages on LinkedIn asking them questions, and they were responsive of, I've got this resource for you, check here. So that was really nice. It was like, okay, they aren't just an instructor, but someone that wants you to succeed. So being able to have that was, super great. And then Ramon, I bragged on Dom and how he taught us to work through those. Ramon was also super great and integral in that process. Being able to have a coaching call one-on-one with him. And he worked to my schedule. He did it on a Saturday. So I was so appreciative for him, giving up his time on his Saturday to be able to do that. But being able to work through that, and him, you take a pre-test whenever you first start the course to kind of give you your base of where you're starting at. And so he worked through that with me and kind of strategized on how we needed to continue forward in the coming weeks. And that was really, really helpful, knowing, okay, this is my strong suit. This is not my strong suit. So this is where I'm going to focus on. And then again, to have the ability to ask him, popcorn questions as they came up during that coaching call was great too.
Awesome. Awesome. You had detailed a lot about what we did together.
Yeah.
I guess tell us, like, where are you now? How are you feeling about your journey in the masterclass? How do you feel? What has been the changes and the differences between when you first clicked the link to secure your seat in the process and where we are right now?
I think I'm definitely a lot more confident in myself. Just because, like I said, it was an HR department of one. I didn't really have a base or a whole lot of information. I was just like a glorified data gal at that point, just inputting information and keeping that in the right place. And so I wanted to be more effective in my role, and doing the class and gaining that information. I mean, I was even able to, at work after that, pull things that I had learned from the class into my, my workplace. And so that was nice to be able to do that cohesively, as I was going through. And so I definitely think the biggest thing that I got from this is confidence in myself and the ability to talk about things in human resources. And just having that knowledge to back me up really helps that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Change in mindset is definitely goal with this, because you can have the letters, but by itself, you still have an uphill battle without really redeploying yourself and showing up differently.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. And, being able to take that time to put that effort into yourself, I think also helps for you to be able to change that mindset. And like I said, I bragged on Dom working through those questions, but I really think that helped a lot, working through those and actually talking through them. And he would have us, okay, who thinks it's what answer? And so we would speak up, and then being able to talk through that after, well, I see why you would think that would be the answer, but here's what's actually happening. Here's what this means. And being able to talk through that, it feels silly, like you're preparing for a test. How is that going to help me, like, in my real life? But problem solving like that in real life of, okay, could it be this? Could it be that? Maybe I need to make this decision in compliance. That is a skill that you can apply, whenever you take that certification on the job too.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, you know what? We're wrapping up with one more question that I have for you. Hopefully you can help those that are watching this out. Would you recommend what would you recommend to someone who's on the fence on whether or not they should sign up for HR Certified? What would you tell them?
I would tell them that you will never regret taking time to put effort into yourself and into your future. Even if it's something where five years down the line, you're not really interested in it anymore, you took the time to do that. I think it's impressive, even on a resume from a human resources standpoint, that you took the time and effort to make that effort and, study to be able to pass that certification. So if you're on the fence, do it. And my people at HR Certified will take really, really good care of you. I promise.
And I know you had mentioned that you had went to a website, you went through the search of finding a partner that would help you get to this point. What do you think the main difference between where if you went with us versus maybe another provider, what do you think that difference would be, or was it the same? What was your expectations?
Yeah, no, my expectations was purely, I'm going to come take a class. They're going to teach me some stuff about human resources, and then I'm going to go take my aPHR test. That's genuinely what I was expecting. And boy, did I get so much more with you all. And that's been so nice. I mean, it's a community. It's like I said earlier, I texted that I had passed my test, and two of you called me in a matter of 30 minutes to congratulate me and scream and be happy about it. So that is like so much more than I had bargained for, but what a blessing it was to be able to stumble upon HR certified and have you in my life at this point in my life whenever I'm trying to figure out where I want to go career wise. And I mean, even today we were talking, it's like it doesn't end here. I passed my test. That's great. We're excited about it. But where do we go from here? So it's like, they're not only going to hold your hand through the testing process, they're going to hold your hand as long as you let them.
That's right. Carrigan, thank you so much. I genuinely mean this when I say this, is that your future is bright. And we were just fortunate enough to have you as one of our clients. So you're right. We're not going to let you go, because guess what? You got the PHR and the SPHR to obtain in your career.
Woo! Okay, you gotta give me some time for us to think about that.
Not today. Not today. Thank you, Carrigan, for your time, and also your belief and investment into the Associate HR Masterclass. Is there a place where individuals can maybe reach out to you? Maybe.
Yeah, connect with me on LinkedIn. If you know Anthony, he talks about the power of LinkedIn and making connections. So I've just kind of started to beef mine up. Added the aPHR initials at the end of the name today. Really excited about it. So yeah, connect with me on LinkedIn, Carrigan Bradley.
Awesome. Thank you again, Carrigan.
Thank you.